Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. Today, we are doing the Spartan Harsey folder. Before we get too far into it, 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, I love you. You have a place here. We back to blue over here. We support Leo. Scab, how do you do that? Well, we don't break the damn law. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. All right, guys. The Spartan Harsey folder. So Spartan Blades is one of my favorite companies. Founded by vets, and vets who have been there and done that. They've been down the road, so they know what they're doing. Their place was started in a little barn outside of Fort Bragg, I believe. But they are an American company, American-made knives. Then you throw in some of the best materials. Let me give you some specs right here. The blade length's 4 inches. It's made of CPM S45VN. The blade thickness is 0.154 inches. It is PVD coated. Spartan has some of the best coatings, if not the best, in the business. The Rockwell hardness is 5961. The handle length is 4 13/16. That is perfect for my hand. Titanium handle. Handle thickness is 5 inches. Overall, when it's open, it's 8 13/16 inches long. Weight is 5.888 ounces. Now, here's the deal. You have premium materials. You have an American-made product. I was going to say made in America. That's kind of redundant there, Scab. You have vets who own it. And then you throw in, quite possibly, one of the best knife designers on the planet, Bill Harsey. And let me tell you something about Mr. Bill that I can say honestly and from the heart. He is as humble as he is kind. And he's a knife guy. How do I know that? I have never held a Bill Harsey designed knife, well, a Spartan knife for that matter, but a Bill Harsey designed knife that was uncomfortable. Knife guys, I've said this a million times on my channel, knife guys know what knife guys like and what's comfortable. The thing that I will say outside of Mr. Bill being so nice is he knows how to make a damn knife. And the boys from Spartan and Mr. Harsey knocked it out of the park. And you say, Scab, you fanboying. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I can do that because it's my damn channel. Now, you see a little tug there? I want to explain that. I purposely put it there. I purposely stressed the blade a little bit. Plus, I got little fat fingers. So some of the longer pieces cut no problem. That was more of a problem of me being able to hold the hose. Now, here is my zip tie test. This is a test I've come to really love. This blade had no problem. This was a grill knife for me, and JR sent it so I could review it. It's got to go back to JR, but it's still a grill knife. I will own one of these one day, I promise you. It's too good of a knife not to. Now, let me say this. There are no hot spots on the handle. It has ambidextrous thumb studs, and the pocket clip is ambidextrous. It's their Arrow pocket clip. I believe it's titanium, if I'm not mistaken. The thing that stuck out to me about this knife right off the rip was the comfort. All right, at 50 years old with busted up hands because of dumbass life choices, comfort is the main thing. No hot spots whatsoever. And guys, here's the deal. The longer I do this, and I'm not, I've kind of dropped the whole knife review and knife testing because nothing we do is scientific. We do more of a demonstration, just demonstrate the knife. Not every damn knife is some fall off the mountain survival knife. Now, this is a very durable and very tough knife. Well made, good quality. We're going to do just a little light batoning here in a bit. No loose blade play, nothing. It came super sharp. Now, I don't know how long he's had it before he sent it to me, but it came very sharp. Now, I am a novice at best. Part of the reason and part of my channel is this. It is a learning curve. It's a learning journey that I want to bring you guys along with, but I have to tell you. Now, I've used a knife my whole life. That's just the truth. But when it comes to bushcraft type stuff, or woods type stuff, or survival type stuff, or any kind of carving, I'm a novice. Probably that might even be a stretch. But the more we use knives, and I've said this often too, I can make the sharpest knife in the world look dull. Trust me, I can. But I want to be honest with you. I want to be upfront with you. There are just certain knives, man, that just knife. This is an awesome pocket knife. But you know what? Here are my 3 criteria for carrying a knife every day. Does it knife? Yes, this knife knives. Is it sharp? Came pretty damn sharp. Like I said, I don't know how long JR had it. Is it easy to sharpen? Yes. I did a little honing before I did my testing, and it was pretty sharp coming in. I wanted to do just a little bit on a honing stone to see how it worked out. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This blade is a slicer. It's a worker. What you're going to see in this video is just pocket knife stuff, guys. That's a piece of a busted 2x4. I'm going to cut up some of that petrified firewood from Home Depot. We cut paracord, we cut zip ties, we cut 2 different kinds of water hoses. I cut a little bit of a tire. We stab a tire tread. We put this knife through some knife stuff. I don't believe in abusing a knife. It proves nothing. Listen to me. We all have this scenario, or a lot of guys have this scenario, where they're going to careen off the road, go down a mountain, and have nothing but their knife and their underwear to survive. Now, that's just not, if that's something that's really going to happen to you, I have to question some of your life choices. And I love you. God knows I do. Sometimes, guys, we just need a knife that knives. That's what this knife does. Now, somebody's asked me, Scab, is it a 90-degree spine? No. But let me explain something to y'all about a ferro rod. If I am in a situation where I need to strike a ferro rod, I'm going to have a striker. But if I'm in a survival situation, guys, and I need to strike a ferro rod, I'm going to strike it. I'm going to find somewhere on that knife to strike it if I'm truly trying to survive. I'm saying that because sometimes we put too much on a knife. This knife is perfect for what it does. That is knife. It pocket knives. Could I use it in a survival situation? I believe so. It's well made. It's durable. It's easy to sharpen. It came pretty sharp. It's perfect. It's perfect in hand. It doesn't have hot spots. It's not going to hurt me to use it long term. I carried this knife for 2 or 3 weeks before I ever put this video together. Why? 1, I love the knife. 2, I wanted to show to the best of my ability what the capability of this knife is. Now, there are those of you who are way more skilled, and I freely admit that. There's a ton of knife reviewers and things that are way more skilled. Freely admit that. But I'm going to tell you, this thing is a joy to use. Now, this isn't just normal water hose right here, guys. This is some of that heavy duty, and it's that old school stuff. That's why you see a slight tug, but it gets the job done. Now, this was at work. This was the sandblast pit. I coated it down in eagle tears before I ever took it, and I didn't sandblast with it in my pocket. Let's not be silly. That silica will destroy a jackhammer, okay? But we're out at the pit. I had some stuff to cut up and get rid of, and there was some of this hose, and it's thicker than what I got at the house. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Now, up in the left-hand corner, that's an old piece of oak that you just seen me cut. I keep that piece of oak around because an old dry piece of wood will tell the tale. Not in every situation are you going to have a green branch. Not in every situation are you going to have the perfect wood to carve. This knife handled that very, very easily. Now, I did do this in the upper left-hand corner. It went dark on me. That's my fault. One of the things we're going to work on is getting better at some camera work. Now, you see there in the upper left-hand corner, I'm cutting some gasket. No problem there. You see there the there's some nice jimping on the back. You see the different ways I held it. you see how well it fits in my hand. I have large hands. I don't have XL hands. I have large hands, a bigger hand. Now, we're going to do some light batoning here. This, and I know this is a smaller stick, but this will take care of the need at hand. And again, I just wanted to show some slight pocket knife stuff. It absolutely zero blade play after this. And you say, well, Scab, it's small. Yeah, I know. But I've also know that I've batoned some sticks just this size and in just this manner, and it a lot of wobble in the blade. None here. Zero. Nil. Now, I can't say that enough. Now, you see, you get a good look at the blade there, good look at that jimping, good look at the ambidextrous thumb studs. It's an open-backed knife, and there's some of that firewood there. But it's an open back knife, so it's easy to clean. I'm going to clean this one up. I'm going to do a comparison of this one and another knife that Rusty Knife Lover wanted to see. And then it will go to my guy DJ to do some honing, and then go back to JR. And JR, I just want to thank you for the package you sent, my brother. There will be pictures probably this weekend. I just want to say personally to you, thank you. Now, guys, these are two pieces of kit that I always carry with me, a diamond stone and just a little honing stone. I get asked from time to time, how easy to sharpen is it? How easy is it to sharpen it in the field? Fair question, legit question. Like I said, I just did some light stuff on this one when I got it to answer that question perfectly. I mean, it did exactly. Now, it was sharp coming in, but no problem honing it up. You see right there, it's just gliding through that plastic. Now, couple things, guys. Couple things right here that I want to go over and talk to you about. Tomorrow night, we're doing a Blade Talk Live with my guy, Joe Love. I love Joe to death. He's trying to get to 1,000 subs. Joe, Steel Forged and Fire, Sword and Knife. When he gets to 1,000, we're taking Blade Talk to its own channel. Let's get Joe, Steel Forged and Fire, Sword and Knife, to 1,000 subs. That's the first thing. Joe, Steel Forged and Fire, go sub. Second thing is my brother from another mother, Donnie B. All Day, is marching to 10,000. Let's get him there. Let's get him. There'll be some great giveaways when he gets there. Now listen, guys. Tomorrow night, about 7:30, we're going live on Steel Forged and Fire, Sword and Knife with a Blade Talk episode, a Merry Christmas episode. Please join us over there. Again, right here, back to the Spartan Harsey folder, my grill knife. You see how comfortable I am? Don't scab with him moves. Look at him move, son. Like a damn ninja right there. Very, very comfortable to handle. Now, right here, we're going to do the JP stab test. That's a sidewall of a tire off El Diablo. But right here, we're just going to do some hard downward stabs. You see, I don't wind it up back behind my head. I don't do any of that. We got 2 pieces of sidewall. Perfect penetration right there. It didn't get quite 3. That's okay. Again, I wasn't trying to drive it through the stump. The point of this is just a couple of quick, hard initial stabs. One, to see how the lock held up fine. It is a frame lock if I hadn't mentioned that. Well, guys, Mikey says it best. Everything's going to be all right. I love this knife. I'm Scab. You're not. And I'm gone, son.